Hey everyone, welcome back to our series on this incredible book, The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. If you've not seen our other episodes, in this series we are doing a chapter by chapter read through of this incredible book and doing a little discourse at the end so you can also apply the beautiful wisdom in this book to your life. The subtitle of this book is A Spiritual Guide to Mastering the Challenges of Women, Work and Sexual Desire. And I would dare say that this book is one of the most profound books targeted at men to help them just navigate through the challenges of life that probably of all time. So without further ado, we're going to get into what might be a bit of a controversial chapter, Chapter 6, Never Change Your Mind Just to Please a Woman. Before I actually go into this for the first time, I will give a little disclaimer on this chapter. This book is actually not targeted for men, it's targeted for people with a masculine essence. And you could be in a gay relationship, a lesbian relationship, and typically what we find in any type of relationship is that there is someone who primarily inhabits more of a masculine pole and someone who primarily inhabits more of a feminine pole. And this book is targeted for those people who inhabit more of a masculine pole and helps them navigate through the challenges of their partner who typically would inhabit a feminine pole. And so David Deida in this book provides the disclaimer that when he refers to woman, he's not really referring to woman as he's referring to person inhabiting a feminine pole in the relationship. So that's the disclaimer in case people get upset, but it is what it is. So never change your mind just to please a woman. If a woman suggests something that changes a man's perspective, then he should make a new decision based on his new perspective, but he should never betray his own deepest knowledge and intuition in order to please his woman or go along with her. Both she and he will be weakened by such an action. They will grow to resent each other, and the crust of accumulated inauthenticity will burden their love as well as their capacity for free action. You should always listen to your woman and then make your own decision. If you choose to go with your woman's suggestion, even when deep in your heart you feel that another decision is more wise, you are in effect saying, I don't trust my own wisdom. You are weakening yourself by telling yourself this. You are weakening your woman's trust in you, because why should she trust in your wisdom if you don't? When you deny your deep truth to please your woman, everyone will feel your lack of authenticity. They will sense that your false smile hides an inner division. Your friends, children, and business colleagues may love you, but they won't trust you since you don't trust your own core intent. And more importantly, your own sense of inauthenticity will burden your capacity to act with clarity. Your actions won't jibe with your core. However, if you listen to your woman, taking everything she says into account and making your own best decision, then you are acting in accordance with your core. You are saying, in effect, my deepest wisdom is leading me to this decision. If I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, I will learn from it and my wisdom will have deepened. I'm willing to be wrong and grow from it. I trust this process of acting from my deepest wisdom. This attitude of self-trust engenders others' trust in you. You may be wrong, but you're willing to find out and thus grow from the experience. You're willing to listen to others, but in the end, you will take the responsibility for making your own decision. There is nobody else to blame. However, if you give up your real decision to follow your woman's, then you will blame her for being wrong if she is wrong, and you will feel disempowered if she is right, having denied yourself the opportunity to act from your core and grow from your mistakes. Be open to changing your feeling based on whatever your woman might reveal to you through her words or her body language. Then make your own decisions based on your deepest intuitive wisdom and knowledge. You may make the right decision or the wrong one, but whatever happens, it is your best shot and you will strengthen your capacity for future action. I will share with you 2 reflections based on this which may help you. People who haven't learnt to trust their own voice, who are weighed down with self-doubt, and ultimately appease other people's directions of them, giving up their own, especially when it doesn't feel right to you. People like that are typically in one of 2 boats. Number 1, they're in a victim mindset. They're in a victim mindset because they're like, you created a story that you don't have any control. And you're blaming your girlfriend or whomever and you have no control. When in actuality, you always have a choice. It's easier to blame someone and take no responsibility, but is it honorable and does it make you feel good about yourself? Does it give you energy or does it take energy away? Often people get trapped in victim energy because they just think that there's no other way. Like if I don't do their way, then I'm completely trapped. Like I'm going to ruin everything. But that kind of polarized thinking shuts us out of a nuanced solution. So how you do the conversation, if you feel like, well, I'm trapped, I can't do any other way. How you do the conversation is like this. Listen, for me, this is not really important. And in fact, it doesn't feel right to me to be doing this because it feels like a compromise of important values of mine. I would like to figure out a win-win solution with you because I know that if I continue to compromise myself, it's going to accrue anger and resentment in me. And I don't want to have anger, resentment towards you because I love you, or if you're having this chat with your work, you can say, well, I don't want to accrue anger and resentment and bad feeling towards what I do because I want to be here and I want to have a happy relationship here. I'll use the relationship example just as just to make it easy. The technique is you have to chunk up first. You have to align, you have to go up to look at the mutual outcomes that you can both agree on. Here's the outcomes you can both agree on. You agree that you're going to be together. You agree that you love each other. You agree that you're both good people at the end of the day and you have good intentions, right? So no one is going to take away from that. We're not trying to, we're trying to find a solution that allows us to stay together, be happy, and love each other. So if the solution is creating resentment in you, then you're not going to be able to do what they want, which is for you guys to love each other and have a harmonious partnership together. So the first thing is you say, listen, I definitely want to work with you on this so we can find something win-win because I love you and I want to have a happy relationship and a happy partnership with you. And I want to, I don't want to give you a hard time. I really don't. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to give you a hard time. I love you. And I'm a bit conflicted about this one particular thing. And I'd love to sit down with you and figure it out in a way that's win-win. And trust that this person that you're with, you need to ask yourself, are they a good person? Do they care about win-win? Do they care about a harmonious relationship? If they are truly, truly, truly about themselves, then it's up to you whether you want to stay with that person or not. But I'd like to think that you got with that person in the beginning because they're a beautiful person, they're a good person. You want to have you both want to have a happy partnership together, and they don't want you to accrue resentment. And so, and most good people want a win-win outcome. And the impacts of not having that, and the impacts of accruing resentment, is it accrues anger. It leads to, like a destruction of the chemistry and the destruction of the intimacy. It leads to, much uglier issues down the line. So it leads to you growing apart. So it's very important to not sweep things under the rug and accrue resentment, and rather just in love, figure things out. So how you do it is you do that first step where you assure them, listen, I love you, I want to be with you, I want to have this partnership with you, I want it to be a harmonious partnership with you, and I don't want to accrue resentment towards you at all, that's for sure. And I'm sure you don't want those things either. And start there and get there, see if they would agree with that. If they do, then you can say, well, listen, in regard to this specific thing, I'm really struggling to make this particular thing work. I'm really struggling to do this thing. I'm really struggling to go down this road. I want to work out a win-win solution with you. I want to work out a way that we can make it work. I'm not trying to give you a headache, or I'm not trying to give you a problem. I'm just trying to be active in communicating what my needs are and where I'm at, so that I don't, just build resentment for you. And I want to work this with you. Would that be okay if we sit down and figure out a solution that might work for both of us? And I'm sure you have heard before, a lot of, in relationships, sometimes when people get upset, it's not because of what we said, it's because of how we said it. So I want you to take notice of how I just said it. How I said it with so much love, with genuine love for this person, and with genuine service to the relationship, that I'm genuinely not trying to hurt them. I'm not trying to give them a hard time. I just know that resentment breeds contempt. Tolerating leads to resentment. Resentment breeds contempt. Contempt is one of the 4 horsemen of the relationship apocalypse, meaning that once you start to have contempt in the relationship, then the relationship's typically gonna go. So there's just love, there's partnership, and hey, can we sit down together and figure out a win-win together? That's how I would encourage you to navigate those type of conversations, and just understand that resentment breeds contempt. So, if you are entrusted with the masculine pole, then your job is to create, number 1, safety. Safety. And safety is created by emotional intelligence, and it's created by a sense of direction. So you need to have your purpose, your things, the things that are important to you, that are aligned to you, that you're trying to do. You want to be doing your own things to get out of your own way so you can give yourself fully to those things. And then, because your purpose is your anchor, is what you're trying to do and what you're trying to optimize for, your partner, number 1, needs to know that. And your partner needs to understand that you can work with her on so many different things, but there's some core things that you can't compromise as a human. And in the same way, you wouldn't want her to compromise either. Like, you wouldn't want her to compromise her equivalent of these things, right? Because once people start to compromise, it really eats away at you. And so typically relationships happen because we're better together than we are apart. That's why we do relationships. So this is what a relationship's about. Hey, this doesn't feel right to me. Can we sit down and figure out a way that we can have a win-win? Like, what is it that you really want from this situation? What is it that you really want to get out of it? You can ask her. Okay, well, how can I help you get those things out of it without me compromising my values? Before I went down this road, I did speak about two things that people who typically struggle with this have. One of it is a victim mentality where they've just written off, like that they even have a chance. And number two is like they like people pleasing. And people pleasing also creates a lot of anger and resentment. And so in both cases, it's conversations like this where you know what your core values are, what's corely important to you. You want to understand for them what's important to them, what they can't, what's their non-negotiables, what the outcome is of the situation, and then together with just those strips, those bare bones, that's how you come up with a synergistic solution. So yeah, it's not about my way or the highway. It's about honoring yourself, taking responsibility of your own life, not being a victim to theirs, but serving as a leader. And you serve as a leader by leading, number one, yourself. The way you lead yourself is by collecting all the information from your environment and making a decision for yourself, like from your own truest, deepest realization of what's going to help everyone the most, and owning that decision instead of blaming them for that decision. You need to own your decisions. And finally, just remember, you have a wonderful wisdom to give. You do. That's why this person is in a relationship with you. Number one, because they know that you're valuable. But number two, you as a human haven't gone through all the experiences you have. You have a unique perspective on life that no one else in this galaxy, in the history of the universe, has ever had before. You have a unique perspective that no one in the galaxy, in the history of the universe, has ever had before. So for that reason, your opinion, your deep thought, your consideration is valuable. And the way we can serve others is by giving a situation the consideration that it needs and giving our opinion or our thoughts. That's how we serve. And sometimes our thoughts and our opinions is, you know what, I really shouldn't say anything right now. The best way I can serve this person is to actually just hold space and just be there for them. But you must hold true, as this book says, to your deepest realization. You must hold true to not resigning your responsibility of the situation to anyone else. You must hold true to wanting to serve the situation and recognizing that you have value to give. So I really hope this discourse helped implement the beautiful wisdom in this book. If you found this valuable, please do share it with a friend. You're so welcome to connect with me on Instagram. I'd love to hear from you. My name is Dim Happer. You'll find the link below. And until next time, thanks for joining me.